All right. I think I'm here. Okay. Yo, what's good, pimps?
Hey,
I mean, what's good, simps? What's good, everybody? This is Pimp God, Alex Shamit coming at you with the Jesus wings.
yo, and I'm fellow pimp god Bryce coming in with young Steve Harvey in the chat, bro. This is nuts. We have a guest tonight for our power rankings.
Whoa, we got a
Crazy.
special guest in the
It
chat
took a
room.
lot of convincing to get him here, but he was like, you know what, dude, I'm always down for some OU garbage. He was down to talk.
I hope we don't
So,
mispronounce any of this. This is always special.
yeah,
But
yeah, no, we'll be fine. We'll just roll with it, right?
yeah, we're coming to you with the power rankings for I believe this is the Chad conference. Um and so we're going to be ranking them from 1 to 6 and we're going to be talking about all the teams. So let's get in with number 6. This is unfortunate because obviously like I think this is my favorite team in the conference, but we got to go with the Hartford Hustle. Now, uh, I'm just gonna give some notes first. First of all, I love, love, love the hustle Pokemon. This team can win any game any week if they hit all their moves.
Mhm.
But the controversial opinion, Meltan was not the most strategic fourth overall pick.
Was a hype pick, though,
It
I
was
will
a
admit.
hype pick. It was a hype.
Possibly hidden potential, but it's definitely no Mel Metal, that's for sure.
There may be some text that we haven't figured out yet, but generally, this team also wins best logo. Really love the logo.
Oh, for sure.
We've talking about that
it's
before.
it's one of the best. I think there are a bunch of really good logos that we got, but the Flapple just T-posing is like, how can you beat that? Or maybe that's an A pose. I don't know. I'll have to
Exactly.
bring that one up for debate, but he is swagging, that's for sure.
So so I think yeah. So let's just quickly going through the rest of it. The poison stall core is a little interesting because I mean they're both poison.
Hmm.
Um, looking through it, this team is very weak to ground types. I understand Darude Dankstorm is a ground type resist, and so is Flapple, but in general, a lot of the Pokemon here don't resist ground or weak to it.
Right.
And in general, there are no good stealth rock setters outside of Mew. So if you can't bring
Hmm.
that, there's no threat of stealth rocks, which I don't care about personally, but I know that is good for other people. But in general, I think we could. Bryce, we're in agreement. Although this team
Hmm.
may be last on the list, that does not mean they don't have a chance of winning. This team, with all of their hustle Pokemon, can win any week.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's a big make or break situation, Just get some
Yeah.
sets up with Mew and hope for the best once the other boys get out. I do also respect the new Metamons going on, like going straight for Zarude, straight for Galarian Slowbro, because even though they're both very new, they both, in my opinion, have a lot of potential.
And
So I think I'm very excited to see how they work out.
And I mean, it's gonna, people aren't gonna really be able to prepare for them that well because people don't know what the heck to do. I mean, I don't.
Exactly.
I have
No,
no idea.
I don't know either. I know Galarian Slowbro. He can I think he can calm mind up actually.
Yeah,
I forget what he has. I think that's what it is. And he can hit pretty hard actually. And Poison
yeah.
Psychic, it's not too bad of a typing either.
It's not. Poison
So
Psychic is good typing. So, and we're gonna move through quickly. We don't want to hold everybody up for too long. So let's get
true,
on
true.
to the fifth team, which is the Charleston Charizards. Now,
Yes.
we're talking about teams that are scary with the 16. This is another one of those teams. Every single one of like literally every single one of their picks is an offensive threat.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, it's interesting when the least threatening Pokemon offensively on this team may just be Jirachi, which is crazy to say,
Yeah. Yeah, that is nuts.
but maybe it's Leafeon. It's probably Leafeon, but point being, every single one of the Pokemon on this team's fast. They also, a lot of them get U-turn. I know at least the top three all does because Barrascuda gets flip turn now.
Hmm.
That's also Chinchino gets it. Alolan Raichu gets Volt Switch. Obviously, Jirachi gets it. And so I think this team is going to rely a lot on predicting with U-turn, getting into matchups like getting Mienshao on the field and just laying off hard hits on bad matchups where they have to switch. What do you think,
Hmm.
Bryce?
I'd say I'm gonna have to agree with you with all that. It's amazing pivot potential. I really don't see a mon on here that I'm not terrified of, to be honest. Like a lot of these either hit hard or they're fast enough to where I really can't do anything about them. So, or both, to be honest. Like I'm looking at Crocodile. That thing scares the hell out of me just looking at it, you know? So a few earthquakes and you're done, bro. So
I also appreciate the we are number one reference on the name. That
yeah, me
that
too.
definitely brings him a couple points
I
in that
like and
game.
roll. It's like it's a subtle change, but it's like it's nice, you know?
Veriscuia, that was another good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he just forgot to name it at first, but
Yeah.
great name.
Yeah. That's what I thought with like and rock too. And I was like, wait, like and roll, that's actually amazing. It was really good.
The team also has pretty decent for a team that doesn't really have any stall mons. The team is really good like hazard setup.
Mm-hmm.
Rabambi obviously is one of the best sticky web setters in the game. Jirachi can do whatever it wants, but Stealth Rocks is definitely one of those things. Even Crook is a
Yes.
good Stealth Rock setter.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they'll get a lot of utility out of that. One of the main problems I do see though is with this team, I feel like you're going to have to bring Jirachi most weeks
Oh,
or to have
definitely.
at least some defensive utility on your team, and you can't really do that in this league. So weeks where you can't
Mm-hmm.
bring Jirachi are going to be a major problem.
Yeah, but I'm sure it'll work out. Even with or without Jirachi, I have a good feeling that these are going to be some fast games coming from the Charleston
Yeah,
Charizards.
these
They're going to
are not
6-0
going to
or
be
they might get
lasting very
6-0.
long at all.
Yeah, it might be like a 2-minute game max out of these guys just run through Mons. So
Spam U-turn, win. There we go.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Spam U-turn, hit with the Mon, spam U-turn again, then
yeah.
win.
All right. So this next one, coming in at fourth, it might actually be a little bit of surprise to the owner of the team. But number 4, we actually got the Sir Chester Cramorants. Now, looking at this team, this is another one of those teams where you see the Rillaboom, you see the
Mhm.
Indeedee male, and you're like, oh my god, like how do I even stop this team from killing everyone on my team? But
Yeah.
I think this is another team that lacks a little bit of defensive utility.
Mhm.
Um, Slowbro and Porygon obviously are good two Pokemon, but I have one question for you, Bryce. What
Yeah.
happens if the other person brings a knockoff?
It might be struggle city for these defensive cores here, Alex. I might have to say, but I don't know. I think it. I mean, I know a lot of Zams go in with Sash at least, so they can at least try to get a focus blast off on some dark types that counter. Because I could see Crawdon kind of doing some work. You know, I could see some dark types, or like you said, just knockoff itself doing some work. But I could potentially see, and you got Drapion too to kind of help with that.
Right.
But a lot of these mons, I feel like when they see knockoff, especially with like especially if Zam does have like Sash or something, or whoever has a very reliable item that they just really don't want to lose. Knockoff might kind of hurt them, you know. So
And especially Porygon 2, which it relies
yeah,
on Eviolite for all of its bulk pretty much. So if it gets knocked off, it's significantly less useful of a Pokemon.
very true.
Um, One Pokemon that I specifically being very scary against this team would be, let's say, Bisharp, for example, where the main counter for your Bisharp would obviously be Hitmontop. However, Hitmontop's going to bring Intimidate. Bisharp's going to get +2 attack from that Intimidate. And I
Hmm.
don't see a Pokemon that can reliably counter Bisharp on this team.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I do either, honestly. Yeah, Bisharp's definitely a threat for sure. Because even with the tanks, they might struggle with a hard hitter like that
Well,
for
especially, I
sure.
mean, because your tanks are Slowbro, which can eat a knockoff, and then Porygon 2, which after a knockoff isn't even a tank anymore.
Yeah.
So I think with this team, it's also a problem of like, it's another one of the teams where if what if you've brought Porygon or Slowbro for the past 2 weeks,
Mhm.
then you can't really have any defensive Pokemon on your team that can reliably take hits consistently.
Yeah, that's what's scary. But with that said, Rillaboom and Zam alone can run through teams for
Well,
sure. If you open up to where you get rid of those resists, they are scary. So
it's going with the theme of this, which is that any team can win any week, pretty much, because these teams are the low ones, and they are all extremely scary to go up. You can't there's no team where you're like, oh, this is an easy week, cross this off. You know,
exactly.
I mean, when you're going against these Pokemon, obviously you can't do that. So we're gonna go
Yeah.
on to number 3, which is the Kansas City Keldios. Now, this team has a lot of Pokemon that I really appreciate. Komodo is, I think, one of the most underrated Pokemon in the entire game. especially in a league format. It has so many great sets. It's a great stealth rock setter.
Yeah.
Its body press iron defense set is absolutely amazing for sweeping with substitute up. Even Dragon Dance, if you feel like going more of an offensive route, it has the Omni Boost move that lowers 30% of its health. And it can also be used for defensive utility, even especially with Drain Punch. So I love that Pokemon. Mamoswine, of course, is a great Pokemon for a lot of situations, using Stealth Rocks, Choice Scarf, any of that. And even Pokemon like Mimikyu, which I think we personally under-tiered, is a very useful Pokemon, even in overused, and he got that at a pretty discounted rate. What do you
Yeah,
think?
I agree. I think I can get behind you with all of that, honestly. I know in doubles, Milotic is a very frustrating to deal with tank. And in singles, I'm sure it's a little bit of a tank too, but there's a lot of other threats to where it might be a little worse with switching in and whatnot, but it's still a very strong mon. I think Corviknight and Como, especially the versatility of Como, is very, very good for defense and whatnot. Because Como is like very thick and can also just ram into you and kind of sweep if it sets up enough. So I agree with that. I like the Orbeetle pick too. I think
Yeah.
it's a little underrated. I don't think it's super underrated, but I think it's just a little bit underrated, you know?
I mean, it can set up screens really well, which is super useful for something like Komodo, and it can even get up rocks. It's a pretty good rock setter and sticky web. I might not set up rocks. Sticky webs, I know it sets up
For
pretty
sure.
decently because it has that bulk, and I think that's what sets this team apart, especially with Pokemon like Miltank that can go both ways,
Yeah.
Pokemon like Komodo that can go both ways. You even have somebody like Corviknight, which can sweep an entire team. Okan used that a few seasons ago to sweep teams, but it's obviously a great defensive Pokemon.
Yeah.
This team has a lot of scary Pokemon, but it doesn't sacrifice the defense that the other teams below it did. And I think
I agree.
that in a league where you can't play your best Pokemon every week makes it more versatile and therefore a better all-around team than the other ones we've mentioned so far.
I can agree with that. There's a lot of options to mix and match with this team, so it never really feels like you're down a mon, like down a very essential mon one week if you've used it for 2 weeks already. So I think I think it has a lot of potential.
And the only reason, so and then we can get on. And again, I think Miltank was obviously a steal at the end of the draft. But so some of the reasons that I put it at 3, and well, we put it at 3 and not 1 or 2. Did you put it as 3 as well, Bryce? I
Yes.
would say, yeah. So Jolteon is a little nerfed by not having hidden power available to it in this gen. If you bring any like electric resist, there's really not. It's pretty handicapped by that. Ever since they've gotten rid of hidden power, so that Pokemon might be a little nerfed by the format. Scolipede is a little hurt by the fact that we banned Baton Pass dry, unless it's dry. It basically can't Baton Pass because it gets speed boost, so it's automatically going to be not allowed to use Baton Pass, which is kind of an L. And what's your opinion on like Serena, Bryce? Like, I just don't like Serena, if I'm honest.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't have huge experience with Serena. The most I've had was one that spammed teeter dance on me and just got me annoyed. But I don't really think it's very, teeter dance is used commonly in this meta. But I don't know. It's not too bad of a typing, honestly. I mean, grass is always reliable, but I don't
I,
know. I don't know.
I've always loved the idea of Serena, but I've never. Also, last comment. Well, last 2 comments. So, why is Zoroark named Dana Carvey? What's this guy got against Dana Carvey?
I don't know.
Uh,
To each his own, I guess.
yeah, I guess. And then that's pretty much it. I like the other nicknames. I was just really confused by Dana Carvey. But overall, solid team. Solid nicknames. We're going on to number 2, which is the Windsor Wigglytuffs. Now this team has a lot of Pokemon that are scary, but a lot of Pokemon that can also back that up and defend against a lot of the other scary Pokemon that are in the league. Like if you look at this team, I can't find a single Pokemon that I wouldn't be comfortable with bringing pretty much every week.
Yeah, I think I can agree with that, honestly. Just looking through these again, I mean, all of them have a wide variety of things that they bring to the table. Not really one array of sheerly offense, sheerly defense. I think it's a good variety. Got some good gimmicks in there. Guts Heracross, very, very strong. I think any Guts user is very terrifying.
Yeah.
Incineroar, absolute monster in doubles and in singles as well, and can actually use kind of the same moveset, parting shot, U-turn, flare blitz if it wants to do some damage, or if it wants to just be a tank, it can do that too.
Yeah.
That has a lot of potential. Tangrowth is a very, very good tank in my opinion too.
Oh, it's
So
definitely one of the most slept on Pokemon in the entire game. I think
yeah,
I don't think it dies to a Flare Blitz from Choice Banded
yeah,
Darmanitan.
yeah. I don't think it does either.
It
Actually, I've
never
never
dies.
seen that thing die in one hit personally. So,
Well, if
well,
it's a
unless
special
something
attack,
sets
then
up.
maybe, but yeah, I mean, if
Yeah,
physical attack, I've never seen it die like
yeah.
that either.
Kieran, very scary special attacker for
Yeah,
sure.
and obviously they've this team's got some of the scarier setup sweepers out of everyone we've seen so far.
Mm,
Slurpuff can wreck a game, obviously. Even like Poltegeist can just absolutely wreck a game too. Part of what they do better is they set up quickly too. So while Komodo might take a few turns to set up, these two, if you really want to set up sweeper on your team, one turn, they're able to kill 2 or 3 Pokemon if they don't get touched.
yeah.
Um, and then you've also obviously you've got the Steel Dragon Fairy Core that people always talk about. I've never been partial to those, but I know theoretically it's a good idea to have something like
Mhm.
that on your team.
Yeah, for sure. It's just harder to counter.
Yeah, and it's I mean especially with Pokemon like Skarmory, really
Oh
good synergy with Skarmory and
yeah.
Zeraora because
Yes.
of the Volt Absorb and the Thunder combo. So if you want to attack Skarmory with a move that it's weak to, i.e. electric type moves, you could switch into Zeraora and absorb it. Or if you attack it with a fire type move, obviously you can switch into something like Tentacruel.
Yes.
And so yeah, I honestly I think that's pretty much why for me. I think because Fuzzlekin was talking about how she didn't get sniped at all, and it's very evident. Like all the Pokemon here just work better together with each other than
Yeah,
like I wouldn't even say this team is as scary as some of the other ones, but it's still they all work so well together that it's going to be hard to break through this team.
I agree. I think we both agree that the synergy among pretty much every member of this team is I think it's very solid. So I
Yeah,
think it's going to work out well for pretty much every week, no matter how you put it together. So,
exactly. Like if like we were saying before, like if Rillaboom sits out, that team's in trouble. But it's like if like I don't know, like Tentacruel sits out or like Zeraora sits out, like I'm not even that worried,
yeah,
honestly.
yeah, I
So
agree.
okay, so and for this that was number 2. So
Hmm.
for our winner of the pre-draft power rankings, we got Okan's team, the Buca Cavaliers.
There it is.
First of all, I just gotta say the names on this team are extremely on point.
I was about to give a
Uh,
shout out to specifically Kanye the Cloister. I mean,
yeah, Kanye the
how
Click.
could you?
Well,
How could you
I
beat
mean, I
him?
was gonna say Kim Kardashian, the literal pile of garbage, was definitely a shout for
Oh
me.
man, that's good. That
I
is
thought that was
good.
funny. I thought
Yeah.
Cher. I thought that Hatterene could have been named Sia instead of Cher. A little slip up there. Almost moved him down to number 2, but that's all right. We all have our own
I
opinions
just like
here.
I just love Cuddy the Cloister because like right when he shell smashes stronger just plays in the background.
Oh, I we definitely gotta do that for
Yeah.
at least a couple of battles.
Oh man.
I'm pissed that I didn't have Cloister on my team, but it's
I
whatever.
am also a huge fan of Cloister just as a Pokemon and the way he works as well. I actually tried him a little bit in doubles when I got into it. And he's
Oh,
not
really?
as great in there, but he's still even with like his shell smash potential and the skill link and the King's Rock with the flinching, it's like it can just get on anyone's nerves, in a good way, because it's that strong. But
Well,
it's a big
I
risk
mean,
for
yeah, I
oh
mean,
sorry.
I've had games because I usually pick Cloister. I've had games where it's literally just I send out Cloister and immediately win. Like that is a
That's
legitimate
how
thing that
if you
happens.
don't have the counter right away, if you don't act fast, if you don't act fast enough, then he can just run. He really can
Yeah,
just run
I mean,
away with it.
you can just sweep it. I mean, let's say he kills like 2 or 3 Pokemon. Like now you got to deal with Dragapult and probably Guts,
Yes,
Obstagoon.
Obstagoon. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, like
Very. I think that
Obstagoon
was a
is that.
amazing pick by Okan. Was the Obstagoon. I think it's a good typing, even though it's times 4 to fighting. I mean, dark and normal. I think that's solid.
No one's gonna. I mean, any fighting type is not gonna catch a facade from Obstagoon. And even if you
No,
bring like Hitmontop against it, it also has Defiant. So it can just
exactly.
get a Swords Dance from your Intimidate.
Of course.
Obstagoon also is a little bit more varied than people think. I used to run a Choice Scarf set on it with Knockoff and Parting Shot, and that set works just as good as the Gut set. Obstagoon has a variety of moves. It has Bullet Seed, like random stuff that it doesn't even the Seed Bomb,
I don't
random
even
stuff
know
that
what
doesn't
that
even
seed bomb. That's
make sense.
insane.
I don't even know like why it has that, but definitely the second most versatile Pokemon on this team. Now,
Mhm.
what do you think the most versatile Pokemon on this team is?
Might be old Chris Kardashian itself. That's my opinion at least. I mean, when you look at Dragapult and you look at how many sets it can run and what it can do, I mean, I don't
See,
know, man.
that's the
Endless
th-
potential.
that's the thing about this team is that I was thinking Sil Valley. Honestly,
Oh, you think so?
I mean it can be any type. He can bring
Oh, that is true.
any type any week. I
That is
mean,
the definition of versatility.
well, but no, but you're right about Dragapult. Honestly, I mean that's the thing about this team. If you're trying to figure out which one's the most versatile, like you literally can't. Like there's so many. Other than Cloyster.
Yeah.
Cloyster does one thing,
Yeah,
but
yeah, Cloyster
I
does
mean,
the
like,
thing.
let's not, it's fine. Um, Chris Kardashian, he's got the fire. He's got Will-O-Wisp. He's got those shiny blue eyes that he can launch at you with
I love that. I love the
dragon
design.
darts. Um, and he's just like Dragapult's even a great screen setter if you want to
Yeah, exactly.
set up with Cloyster later on in the match.
Of
Um,
course.
these top three picks are especially what make the team for me. They can be doing anything any week, and they can be doing it well.
Oh yeah, big time.
I
And then
also
the other
really,
ones just have strength too.
yeah, and I'm like exactly. I know Okan's run Trick Room in the past.
Mhm.
I don't think he would with this team, but Hatterene's
Yeah,
the best one of those. I mean, if you want to run with Magnezone, Hatterene's one
right.
of the best Trick Room setters there is.
Yeah.
Sandslash is a very underrated spinner. Very good rapid spinner. It doesn't get recovery, but I believe Hatterene gets Wish, so you can always just Wish Pass.
Yeah, I
Um,
believe it does as well.
yeah, and then Keldeo with the second to last pick is incredible. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I would have picked it if I didn't have a literal fighting water already, but I mean, it is that Pokemon is very underrated, especially if it gets flip turn now. It actually does get flip
Hmm.
turn, so it basically gets
Yeah,
U-turn.
it's even better.
Okan's gonna do some calm mind stuff with it though. I already know. Like that's
Oh
just
yeah, I could see
oh
it.
that's his thing. So
Oh, is it?
oh yeah, he's gonna set up on people all day, and it's hard to stop with Keldeo.
Yeah.
So I think this team wins just generally because of how versatile it is and how scary it is, even through its versatility. I mean, if you guess wrong what he's going to bring, he's just going to run over you with
Hmm.
guts, set up moves, strong special attackers. I mean, I think
Yeah.
the team is definitely also
Mm.
underrated shout is Thwacky. Great. It's very underrated as a not even as a joke. I mean, it looks like a joke, but it does not hit like a joke. It is not a joke. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. I mean, if Rillaboom's that scary, I can imagine Thwacky being pretty close to as much.
Yeah, exactly. And Kim Kardashian, I honestly think he just picked that thing to call it Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, I
But
believe
that's
it,
okay.
honestly.
We all have picks like that. I think
It
I
do be
drafted
looking
him in,
thick
so
though.
it can be interesting. I've gotten destroyed by it before, but I mean it's okay. It's an all right pick. So yeah, I think this is it. I'll go over it one more time. In sixth, we have got the Hartford Hustle. Five, we've got Charleston Charizards. Four, we've got the Circhester Cramorants. Three, we've got the Windsor. Oh wait, sorry. Three, we've got the Kansas City Keldeos. Two, we've got the Windsor Wigglytuffs, and with one, we have the Buca Cavaliers. Um, so that's pretty much it. You guys all prove me wrong. Prove why I'm an idiot that knows nothing about Pokemon. Hope to see you guys play. Bryce.
I'm very excited to see all these teams go at it. It was honestly pretty hard to rank these because, at first glance, I mean, there are some intimidating mons on every single team that I think are going to put in work. Enough so to where you can switch one out, even with our, 2 week policy, and put one in that can do just as much work. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm really excited to see these replays, though. I think they're going to be really fun to watch.
Yep, and I'm really excited to do this again next week. I'll be seeing you guys.
Oh yeah, sounds good.
Now I gotta figure out how to stop recording. There we go. There we go.